Welcome back, folks, to the Get a Grip on Lighting podcast. The king has returned again to the Get a Grip on Lighting. To get to the show, it's Ellis Yan. He's back. We love having him on. We spoke to him at ArcLight. We've spoken to him many times in the past. He's told us his personal story. And today we're going to talk about how TCP is going to support distribution. And we're really happy to hear about that. But before we go there, guess what, Greg? We got to talk about tcpi.com. Check it out.
Yes, we are going to talk about it, and I think we'll talk more throughout the show. But one thing, Ellis, and now that you're on, the corncob killers, we talk about a lot. I finally started using them. You came to my office and said, start using them. And I said, okay, sir. Yes, sir. I'm going to do an order right now. So we did them, and we installed them, and they're awesome. Mm-hmm. And I told this on the show before. They fit the profile in a decorative fixture. And, straightforward one. The pole lights had the standard cob, and you could see the little chips in them. And then we put in the decorative poles, we put the corncob killer, and it was beautiful. It looked just like an HID, but it was LED. Beautiful. You couldn't see all these little diodes. It was awesome. So good work on that. You did the right thing.
TCPI.com. Wanted the corncob killer. One more thing, Ellis. One more thing. They're in the introduction. Let me just finish up. We also have to say that this show is presented by the National Association of Innovative Lighting Distributors, and TCP has been a long-time member of that association. So, folks, we give you Ellis Yan. Ellis, how are you?
Thank you. So before we talk into marketing side, let's talk about this is CCK, okay? For your guys' information, the ED37, which is a big one, okay? The ED37, 2 weeks ago, was the beginning of October, as being qualified by DLC as high bay replacement. High bay replacement. Now, as other people may not realize how important this is, because when you've been qualified as high bay replacement, you get a very high utility rebate. So I really urge all of your guys, look into your local utility rebate program. If you don't, we will send you the whole list. Okay. So far, the lowest rebate is $45. The highest rebate by Duke Energy and by Philadelphia, believe it or not, $130.
Wow.
$130, guys. You got to take advantage of that.
You know what's interesting? I was just on the new TCPI web login, the new portal you guys created. I like it a lot. And listen, I'm not saying this advertorially, guys. I'm just being honest with you. I was on there yesterday, and you know what I was looking for? A par 20 spot LED.
Yeah.
And I found it. It's a beautiful light. I put it on the quote to the customer. And what I'm seeing now with the corncob killer, with some of these really nice MR16s and par 20s that TCP and other companies are coming out with, it seems like there's less lamp-based fixtures, though. It's almost like I want to bring back the lamp-based, recessed luminaires and the track lights and all this stuff, because the LEDs are so beautiful, the lamps you guys have now.
You're right, because you're absolutely correct. Lamp give you the flexibility. The lamp also give you the technology changes. If you do a fixture, you stuck with it. Okay, but if you do a lamp-based stuff, all of the sudden, okay, let's say we come out high efficiency, we come out better lumen per watt, we come out more beautiful LED chips. You can just change it. Okay, if you need a certain beam patterns, we can change it. But fixture, you stuck with it.
Well, this is exactly. I said to the customer yesterday. He said, I want to use the same fixture everywhere, but I want to use. Excuse me. Sorry. It's a restaurant. I want to use 3000K on this wall, and I need spot, and then I want to use wider flood over here, 27K, and all this sort of stuff. And I need to buy these fixtures that have this adjustable LED. And I said, you know what? Why don't you just take a look at and literally I'm saying this, TCP's line of par 20s. They have different sizes of spot. They have the different colors. And so why don't you just install the track lighting? I'll give you lamp-based track lighting, and then you tell me how many of each one of these lamps you want. And I think I saved I told Greg about this yesterday. I think I saved the customer $150,000 in lighting by doing this. I'm not kidding you.
My goodness.
Like it was my quote to him was $50,000, and I think he was telling me he was going to spend $200,000 on lighting. And I said, well, here it is. And
Yeah.
that's a nice order for me. I was happy to take
Sure.
it. And he hasn't ordered the lamps yet, but he's going to pick. I need 28 of the 20-degree spot and 3000K. And all the options were there for him. And I feel like we're just entering that era with lamp-based LEDs. But now we're pulling away from having lamp-based recessed lighting and from track lighting. And I feel the industry should go back to it somehow.
Yeah, that's really awesome. I think that's a trendy stuff to do right now. I think you're absolutely correct. More and more people looking into the lamps. That's why we need to put on more effort as a manufacturer here. We need to really do more on the lamp side, come out of better lamps, come out of better performance of lamps. So that being said, let's go back to CCK one more time. For instance, our ED20, our ED28, right? The one you're using every day. We start with the 6,000 lumens. We already upgrade to 8,000 lumens. Okay, in 45 days before the end of the year, will be 10,000 lumens. Okay, so we upgrade the performance. As you guys know, on the commercial side, people love to have more lumens. Okay, same thing. Right now, the ED37 is 10,000 lumens. We are in the process to bring in 14,000 lumens.
Wow.
Okay, so you can see we continually working on it. We believe this is a very successful line. But for the same token, Mike, like you said, we also have to pay attention to everyday other lamps from their performance side. So we welcome your guys. I'm the maker, okay? You are the mover, okay? The mover should tell the maker, what to do, right? So whatever your guys' information you collect, I would really appreciate. Let us know. Okay, I'm a very capable maker. Okay, remember there's a movie. There's one guy called the key maker. He has like 1,000 keys. Okay, he make all kind of keys to open all the doors. Okay, that's my job. Okay, so that being said, in my opinion, personal opinion, we sense the slowdown in the market today. Okay, we do see the recession slowly start popping up. Okay, but the beauty of that is we actually, all of us here, we're in the retrofit business. Okay, we are, there's two types of business. You have a new construction business and you have a retrofit business. The new construction business is slowing down, but retrofit business going strong. Why? Because retrofit business helping people to save money. So time like this, we believe the recession always good for us, right? Because we're very capable. You are very capable together to save people money. So that's why instead of sitting back, okay, I feel a little bit bad about, the market is slow, this and that. We believe all together we should aggressively go after the retrofit market, which go back to what you're talking about, Mike, is this, okay, lamp, and fixture, combine them together. So I personally see what's out there is our opportunity. Now, the challenge is this: how do we convince you and your customer, right? Sometimes we kind of, feel a little bit sad, a little bit depressed, this and that. We need to look at the bright side, which is retrofit is opportunity for a time like this. Okay?
And
that being said, yes, go ahead, Greg.
Oh, I wanted to ask, on that topic, you brought up the lumens are going to increase on your CCK. So the lumens per watt are like 200. What are they going up to?
And CCK for the listeners, corn cob killer. CCK is corn cob killer. Yes. I'm just telling everyone.
How many lumens per watt are you getting to?
Okay, I'm in my lab. I'm at the 220 right now. In my lab.
Okay.
220. But you have to be patient. Here's
what I would say to that. I would be super nervous if this was a $200 fixture, that if it burned out, you had to take it down and put a new one up. But with the corn cob killer and the lamp-based solutions, it's relatively much lower risk to take it to go in and put in the corn cob killer for the customer, because if there is an issue, first of all, TCP has a great warranty, but also, like, you just change the light bulb. Like, you don't have to uninstall the fixture and all that. And that's why I think it's people are underestimating the power of replacement LED lamps and the amount of lumens you're going to be able to get.
Correct. That's what I'm saying, the retrofit. Now, you're really talking, Mike, retrofit now. Retrofit is easy to do, Okay, you don't really need an electrician to do it because you can do it by yourself. You just go up over there, screw the light bulbs. It's simple as that. Okay, sometimes the people forget. Okay, this light bulb retrofit business because everybody thinking about a fixture. No, 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 no. Okay, fixture has its own uniqueness, but it got to time like this. Okay, the recession we're getting into, got to heavily look at retrofit screwing the light bulbs because screwing the light bulbs give you the lowest cost, right? You just
And
screw the
biggest
light bulb,
savings.
okay?
Biggest savings. Yeah.
On the
So
savings on the installation side, and then think about this, okay? If you look at a CCK today, you're talking about a 60, 70 watt, a 60 watt CCK, replace a 400 watt. You're talking about 340 watt saving here, which means your utility bill instantly drop on monthly basis.
Mhm.
You know, guys, we need to educate market together, okay? This is awesome. Time like this, products like this, just merge it together perfectly, okay? But
so what
it's
I'm
effort. So
yeah, and to my what I'm wondering, back to the lumen per watt thing, is a lot of stuff is LED. You know, Mike complains about his area is all LED. Our mine's not quite all LED, but if it is, and the lumens per watt continues to increase, are we going to be able to legitimately do a energy saving story on LED to LED? You know,
correct.
you have the one product, but our tube's going to get that way, or is everything going to go that way? Are we going to continue to increase? That's a big question I have.
Correct.
Lumen per watt.
Okay. However, still go back to basics, called education to the market. So that being said, TCP today, winning, we are engaged. I'm going to winning spend the money to mass marketing effort online. Okay, obviously for the selfish reason, we built a TCP name out there. However, during this process, there is huge words at the bottom. We introduced TCP high-end products, but at the bottom, not at the bottom, in the middle, we say, please contact your local distributor. Please. Okay. So we kind of idea is this: we're promoting TCP brand name. We bring the distributor with us. So our idea is the more we do, obviously, TCP today has on our website, right, Nikki? On our website, you can put a zip code in it. Will tell you distributor in that area. Obviously, okay, great. I can do you a small favor. I can put your name on the top, okay? Just in
Yeah,
case
let's do
anyone
it.
looking for something in your
No matter what
territory.
zip code.
Right.
I get all of Canada. It's all mine.
Yeah,
The
you
whole
get
country.
all the Canada. So right, so your name always on the top. You're always Canada. But we want to bring the business to your guys. I'm willing to spend the money, massive marketing campaign. Okay, but remember, right in the middle, we say please contact your local electrical distributor.
I think it's a good idea.
Nikki, we do have a button at the bottom.
Yes, and it
But-
goes into that tool.
So we have a button, right underneath. If you hit the button, brings you to the tool. In the tool, type in your zip code. So what we're saying here is this: we need all the electrical distributors. We need all your members work with us. Work with us. Okay. When the customer reach to your guys, please taking care of those guys, and we will give you all the support. So we kind of bring the business in on the one side. We need your guys' support right in the middle. Then we back you up on the other side. So that's my strategy, coming on both sides. Okay.
I think it's a good strategy.
ED
I think it's a good strategy.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking you guys. Let's talk about this. So if you guys have any questions about my strategy, okay, then you need to ask me. Say, hey, or you can help me to improve that strategy, or anything you can think about.
Yeah, I think it's something to. I think it's an interesting. There's some industries or where. Have you ever heard of the brand name Steel? STIHL. Steel.
tools.
They make
They make the tools.
Yes,
right.
Yes, they make beautiful, made in Sweden and Germany.
Yeah.
They're expensive,
Beautiful. I love
but they're not too expensive, and so they have this. They call it a distributor network or a dealer network across, and they don't sell them at Home Depot and they don't sell them at Costco or whatever. And you go there, you go to their dealership, and they service what they sell. they maintain it. You can talk to someone that knows how to use the machine. And I think lighting needs that model again. I think we went for a free for all for a while, where all sorts of people were like distributors were bringing their own stock from China, and manufacturers were selling direct, and manufacturers were setting up contracting companies, and things got really wild and competitive. And I think it's a right time to step back from it and say, distributors add value to TCP. A good relationship, a strong relationship with TCP, or with a vendor, say, because adds value to my distribution. And so we can build those relationships back in. And, I think I think this is a really, really good idea. How we go about implementing it, I mean, that's up to you, TCP. Not everybody that's a customer of TCP is a nailed member, right? So
I know.
We'd have to do it we could do it with the nailed members, but I certainly think it's a very powerful, I think the time is right. And I think, as usual, Ellis, you're early. You're an early mover, and I think there's some work to be done, some of it which we could talk about off air. But, yeah, I think it's time for us to reform the channel. And I'm not just talking about TCP, but like all vendors. If you want to be serious, this is how this industry works. And
but let me add on one more thing to it. I really admire the company you were talking about, because they are so tough people. They don't sell through a Home Depot. They have their own network. Okay,
exactly.
Like you said. But another thing people have to understand in lighting is this: Home Depot, Walmart, all they carry is standard product.
Yeah.
Standard. Okay, they don't carry the products you talking about early. Okay, special beam patterns, this and that. So for us, the commercial market for lighting is so unique, which Home Depot and Walmart cannot come to close to service it.
It's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, I have nothing against Walmart or Home Depot, and I think Walmart and Home Depot should sell light bulbs. Like, of course they should sell light bulbs, and they,
but that's for everyday home.
That's right.
Not for
It's not for a situation where somebody's asking, "Hey, I got 16 concrete in-wall mounted 50-watt HPS fixtures, and I want to change them to LED, or 70-watt or 150-watt HPS fixture. I want to change them to LED. What do I do?" I mean, Home Depot's not going to solve that problem for anybody. So that's where the distributors come in, and there's way more light bulbs in the commercial industrial environment than there is in homes.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
So the people that need our help is 90% of the market anyway. Let Home Depot have the homeowners. If homeowners want to come and get expert advice, great. But, I think there's a need for standard products to be available at hardware stores. Greg, wouldn't you agree with that? I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about Home Depot or Walmart.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, it's a different market, and let them have it.
Yeah.
So let's all join forces together. Let's form our own network, own group. I think a new member, your members, is a perfect beginning. I think with that all together, this is a new kind of formulation. You know what I mean? And with it together, like I said, you are the mover, I'm the maker. So we put a mover and a maker together. You really put something solid. You know what I mean? Solid. How we together to serve the market in our network. Okay. That being said, I don't want to have anybody have a misperception out there, because sometimes when we aggressively promoting TCP name out there, some people say, "Oh my God, Ellis is going crazy. Sell direct." We do not sell direct. You know what I mean? We don't. Okay. But people do that kind of stuff. Okay. Because in the middle, right away say, "Please contact local distributor." Okay. Sometimes we may go a little bit crazy. We put something called manufacturer suggested retail price. Okay. Just try to draw people's attention. With that, everybody should stay cool, because we put a minimum 30% in it for everybody, for your guys. We already built that into it. So when they contact you, you just call here and say, "Hey, where's my 30%?
Sure.
Everything is built into for you. Okay. Make life very easy. I think you guys have an excellent idea. Let's work together, start this new formation, okay? I think we will do well. We do well. But again, needs a lot of marketing effort. Okay, so let me do what I do. Okay? Let me burn some money here. Okay?
I totally agree
because
with you.
Unfortunately these days you have to burn some money, get people's attention. Okay? So let me bring the stuff to your guys. Okay? Then you make a fuss in the middle. Okay? Then I back you up on the other side.
Greg. I'm listening to what Ellis, and again, this is why we call him the king. I think that Ellis is early. I think other
Hmm.
vendors are going to follow this model because I think it's going to turn out to be the right way for a huge segment of the market, whether that's 90% or 75% or whatever. Is this distribution dealership model? Like these words are thrown around, Ellis. Like some people say they're an
Yeah.
agent. Some people call
Yeah.
themselves a dealership. Other people call
Sure.
themselves a
Uh-huh.
distributor, right? And so,
Right.
but what we're talking about is a network of people that have warehouses, counter sales, and order desks where people can walk in and get knowledgeable people to tell them about light bulbs, and they can
Yes.
get a par 20 spot. They can get
Sure.
in 27K. They can find out about the corn cob killer. They can,
Yeah.
these types of situations. And I think it's very beautiful, Ellis. And I think you're leading on it. And I think this is where not just TCP, but I think the industry needs to go. And you're the first mover. You're the maker. We're the movers. Ellis says, move it. I move it, Greg Eric.
Yes.
Yeah, and this is
Absolutely.
where what kind of what I'm hearing about this too is make the brand matter again to some degree.
Yes.
And no
Yes.
offense
Yes.
to anybody, is like it was an LED is an LED. No, no longer. We're going back to the brand matters, and that's what we
Sure.
need to do.
Yes.
I totally believe in
Yeah.
that.
And the brand needs effort. Brand needs the effort
Hmm.
from our side, okay,
Yep,
to make sure people trust in the brand and its products. I think we should
exactly.
rebuild the trust, people's trust in our products together as a team.
I think you're early. I think you're exactly right, Greg Eric, is that the
Yep.
LED brand promise came from an accreditation agency that had no skin in the game, you know?
Yep.
And
Correct.
that's what happened. Accreditation agency basically took all the brands and made them equal through
Yeah.
their list of products, and we need to reestablish that hey, there's a differentiation here, not just on quality products and on this, but on terms of the people that run these companies are good people
Yes.
actually.
Yeah.
And knowledgeable people that have experience making light bulbs for decades. We need to bring that back. You're 100% right, Greg. 100%.
Yeah.
And I'm
It's
excited.
a
I
new
think,
era,
it,
guys.
yeah, and having the manufacturer bring opportunities to the distributor. Has that ever happened, Mike?
It hasn't happened
It
in
hasn't.
20 years. It used to
Yes,
happen. I used to have
it used.
listen, we used to have this one vendor that we worked with, and every month their sales rep would come in and he'd say, call this guy at this building, call this guy at this building. And he would go out and find customers for his customers. And
Yeah.
he would come in and bring us customers. This guy, about to do this, and he would say, and he did that for all of his clients, and
Mhm.
but when the LED boom started, that got all wiped away, and I think it's time to bring it back. I haven't had a
Yes.
lead. I haven't had a lead from a vendor in over a decade, Greg. Over a decade.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
So
I can't
That's
say quite
I
the
could
same,
be
sad.
but
wrong, but they are
yeah.
few and far between. And when I started in
Right.
lighting, they used to be routine. One of our distributors in town is Atlas. You can call them, and we used to get leads. But now I think it
Yeah.
needs to come back, and the major leaders like
Yes.
TCP can lead the way for sure.
Yeah. That's what we're doing right now. Okay.
Beautiful.
So, guys, it's a new era in a difficult time. Difficult time, in my opinion, always kind of in a way force us to think of things a little bit different.
Hmm.
Okay, in a
Hmm.
different way. I think it's time, from my point of view, I want to think in that way to start a new era, bring back what is good for us from the past, and add to it and improve on it. Okay, come out new way as a joint force together. And I think that's what you guys talking about early. That's, I think, is moving forward. Okay,
Mm,
rebuild our joint force network.
mm, I agree. I agree.
Okay.
Wow. Well, he's the maker. We're the movers, folks. Greg Eric, tell me a
Yeah.
little bit about TCP, about the corn cob killers, about this sort of stuff for the audience, and just really, this is an endorsement, folks. It's not even an advertisement. Go ahead, Greg. Tell them a little bit.
Yeah, real world experience. I'm telling you, I've used cobs many times, and on this project, I used a corn cob killer, and it totally changed the look. Made it look like an HID, which is pretty looking and looks nice and looks like it should. Not all diody and spotty. It flooded the fixture perfect, and it fit in there. It was an ED17, so small, tight room space that fit perfectly. Looks awesome. And I'm telling you, use the corncob killer.
And what
Yeah.
happens
At
when
the meantime,
a fixture?
yes, go ahead.
What happens when the bulb burns out, Ellis and Greg? You change, you put a new one in. Very simple.
Exactly. Exactly, exactly. At the meantime, let me mention something. Today, okay, we're offering 4,000K, 5,000K, and
I
2,200K.
know, for the dark sky
Okay,
Yes.
lovers. Yes.
right. However, we able to offering all the colors you want. So please make a fuss. If anybody come to you say I need a 3,000K, all you have to do is ask. You ask, I make.
Boom.
Okay. So yeah,
So go to
you ask,
tcpi.com,
I
folks,
make.
and get a login. Email your rep. Get a login for their new portal. It's a fantastic portal. They've upgraded it. It's great. And yeah, and thanks to Ellis Yan for coming on the Get a Grip on Lighting podcast and being excited. And we're always excited here too. So he's one of our favorite guests, one of our favorite people in the world. But our favorites are you. That's right. All of our colleagues out there that listen to this podcast, we love you guys.